up, everybody?
What's happening, family?
And welcome back to another episode of Is This Gonna Cause an Argument? What's so funny?
She's stupid. God dang.
What did I do? Hey, guys. My name is Angel Lakita Moore, a.k.a. Angel Tanksley, a.k.a. That Chick Angel. That Chick Angel. Angel. Chick Angel.
You gonna lose 6 followers because of it.
And I am joined by my sexy, very strong and sensual co-host. Tell them who you are, BB.
Why don't you do the Kardashian voice when you're in the middle of it?
Do you want that voice?
Yeah, bring it.
Okay.
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 We gonna both be mad.
I mean, yeah.
I'm the other host of This Is Gonna Cause an Argument, Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank. Fam, if this is your first time tuning in, we greatly appreciate it. Yeah. This is a podcast we do every single week. We usually do it in our office, but today we are doing it from the comfort of our house, in our sitting room, and we are gonna be comfortable, and this is an After Dark episode. Yeah. We usually talk about all the good things. We usually talk about whatever's going on, anything we feel like talking about, okay? And we usually do that every single week with our immediate family. Our immediate family is our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/thatchickangel, you can sign up.
I was just emphasizing it.
Patreon.com/thatchickangel. You can sign up for the low of $5 a month. And with that Patreon, you get 5 live podcasts filmed live and in color every single week for the most part. And we do other stuff, extra stuff with our Patreon. They see all the goofy stuff that happens before we start recording, and this is the result that you end up with. We talked to them before, after, during. They got their comments coming in. They know what we're going to talk about today. Very interesting thing. And we also joined by some wonderful sponsors.
Yeah. Our sponsors today are Next Evo, Factor, and BetterHelp. I'll tell you more about them later on in the podcast.
I'm not going to let the devil win today.
The Patreon.
I'm not going to let the devil win today.
The Patreon.
The Patreon,
They got to see how Marcus was trying to turn me on, the way he mic'd me. If you're watching, look at how low he put the mic. It's right at my cleavage. And he wanted to try to pretend as if I was doing something. Yeah. Anyways, Marcus, stop. You're being so nasty.
Angel.
Stop.
The devil is a lie.
Why are you being this way? Anyways, let's handle some business. We are nominated right now for an NAACP Image Award. Today. And we want everyone to vote, okay? So this podcast is nominated for Outstanding Lifestyle and Self-Help Podcast. You can vote for us from every single last one of your email addresses. Fortunately, after you use the email address on that ballot, the email address is dead. But Reetha almost got to say hi to you, Marcus, one of our mods.
Oh, you should have said hi.
He wouldn't have known. You would have been like, I'm Reetha. He would have been like,
I would have known who you was if you said you was Reetha.
He'd been like, Angel, who Reetha? That's exactly what he would have said when he would have came downstairs.
You wouldn't have known the difference.
So the link for that is vote.naacpimageawards.net. We're hoping to take home the trophy. So sorry, that's so crazy. Trophy. Then I am nominated for Social Media Personality of the Year. You can vote every single day. The voting for our podcast and the other podcasts that I was nominated for, here's the thing, and for Black Lady Sketch Show, the voting for that closes this week. So we need you to lock in. I was also nominated for a Queer Tea Award for my music video with Saucy Santana. Voting for that ends this week. So please vote on those. But the marathon is for the Social Media Personality Award. That voting goes until March 13th. So please, please, please vote. Okay?
Non-weekend asshole.
Why are you saying dirty names to me? Huh? Why?
tell them about the sponsors?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so we usually kick this.
Nocebo factor and better health.
We usually kick this podcast off with one of two segments. One of those segments is Tanksley Pride.
Yeah.
The other is we get something. No, we ain't get something off our chest. What is it?
You don't know.
In my feelings.
You got
But
it.
basically the same thing.
He wants
Which
to
one
be
you want
in
to talk about,
something
Angel?
else.
Wanna
He
be-
does. He wants to be in
We'll
something
be
else.
in another area of the house away from
Ooh.
you right now.
Play a little hide and seek.
Ah, she's annoying as shit.
Let's talk about in my feelings, yeah.
Let me tell you what's got me in my feelings.
I got something making me feel good.
Okay. We are throwing a party for our nominations.
Oh, it just came back. You can do all you want there. That's all.
We are doing a party for our nomination. Oh, and if you're not watching and you're hearing like abstract noises, it's because I am just re-dyed my hair and I am doing the recommended steps of a wash and go that my hairstylist does. This is not what I normally do, but this is what she did and this is what she wants me to do. Anyways, we went with the party planner who does amazing. She's an amazing event coordinator and party planner that most of our friends use. And multiple times she has been like, Angel, you gotta, let me do a party with y'all. And I have said before, girl, I was like, girl, I can't afford you. And she's like, yes, you can. Stop playing. Now, for those of you all who are newer to us, you might not know. I don't be spending a whole lot of money. Like I think in 2020 and maybe 2021, we spent money more than what we normally would.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I am.
We have extremely dope parties without spending all the money.
Right.
Like who was that where P. Diddy spent, I don't know, however many millions of dollars to throw a party and somebody else did an even better party for a fraction of the price.
Oh, I don't know. Everybody does parties for a fraction of Diddy's price. And I was like, she's like, girl, I'm telling you. And see, I'm so glad that the Lord had already put in my spirit. I kind of knew the price that she was going to quote. In my head, I was like, worst scenario,
Jamie Foxx.
she's going to quote this. And I don't want to pay that. And the thing is that we had not gotten the quote. Soon as we got the nomination is when I told her this is what we wanted to do. Soon as I got it. I had just seen her like maybe 2 days before. And I was like, oh, perfect. I'm going to hit her up. This is the time. And this is big. Like, I didn't want to do, like, what I mean by this is big, our family is flying in.
Yeah, we got family, friends flying in.
If this was just going to be a party that me and Marcus planned, I would not ask my family to come out for that. So I was like, if I'm going to have them come out to celebrate these nominations, I do want it nice. And when I tell you she knows how to do nice, I won't ever question how she makes a party look and the vibe set. She's just really good at her job. And I also didn't want to make this an intimate party. I was like, there's so many people, the social media one specifically, for me, there have been a lot of people who have been on this journey with me, meaning they've watched me work social media for the 14 years or it's some length of time. And I wanted all of them to be able to come. So we were like, this ain't we only inviting.
Yeah, we said the amount of people that we want there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like who do we leave off or not invite. It was like, now how we going to fill as many people into this,
Right.
into this amount of people that we said.
Right.
Because we was like, no, it's going to be at least this amount.
Right.
Because we're going to make a big deal out of this.
So we're using the soundstage to help cut the cost, praise God. But when she said the price, it just put me in such a state of anxiety. Now, what y'all possibly also don't know about me, but Marcus does, money makes me very anxious. The thought of lack is very hard for me to like get full control of. Like, it affects my body in real ways. And now, mind you, just so if y'all don't know this, I'm also planning Brisha's baby shower at the same time. And while Brisha's baby shower at the end of the day is going to be sponsored by a brand, y'all might not know this. Brands sometimes take 30, 60 days to do their
90.
pay, sometimes 90. So that means I am fronting the cost until then, right? And so it's like, all right, it is what it is. I'm going to pay for that. We also have other fees or other things. You know, we're sending our son and my mother to Europe. We had to pay for those tickets, and we're not sending them in coach. We're sending them a really nice, proper way. That's a long flight.
Yeah.
My mother is 73 years old. I'm not about to ask that woman to sit upright for 10 hours. No. So we have that. What's going on? You about to see why he's whining? And what?
Yeah.
What? So, and then we got people getting married. Luckily, I'm waiting. I'm not purchasing those tickets. We have the Fredericks getting married out of the country. We have my cousin, my first cousin, getting married out of the country, and my entire family is going. Meaning, my family of 6 plus my assistant, because she's gonna help us with the kids, is going. So it's a lot. Oh yeah, I gotta make that announcement. You're right, Yvonne. Just for those of y'all who didn't know, One Margarita is in season 2 of Life of Beth on Hulu. It's Amy Schumer's show. We got that licensing agreement early on due to a relationship I had with a working relationship I had with a coworker from ER. So I'm so glad that worked out. Anyway, say all that to say, and then there are brand deals I still haven't been paid for from last year. So money's flying out faster than money's coming in. And it is hard for me to be in a place of like trust that like, Angel, it's gonna be fine. 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 Right? Like, I don't want to ever owe anybody money. I don't want to be like you chasing me down to pay an invoice. I like to pay people all their money as soon as possible. I don't want that to ever be associated with my name. The only people that I was used to pay late are our babysitters, and that would just be because I would plain forget. I would be like, I'm about to Apple Pay you, and then move on to something else. So that's got me feeling some type of way in just that, not how much the party is, because she's actually gonna get the price down. Because we were honest. I was like, I ain't trying to press nobody as far as we got a lot of money. No, I need the price to come down.
Yeah, man.
Bring it down.
She knew it ahead of time.
But I'm more so upset with myself that I allowed it to affect me in that way instead of being in a place of like abundance, of being like, Angel, eventually you'll get paid from the tour. Like, I'm on tour right now. Angel, you still sitting on all this Mama Likes merch that you could go ahead and drop and make that money back. Like, Angel, you all don't even promote y'all's Patreon like that. You all can grow your Patreon more. Like, there are things that I realize I actually have access to making more money if I'm feeling as though we don't have all that we need to feel comfortable about spending this much money, which, praise God, is a complete write-off. And we be needing write-offs, right? But I'm just mad that I didn't use the skills that I had in therapy fast enough to not get myself toe up in a way that, like, I just know I have a better skill set. And I also know that I am focused on the wrong thing. Instead of being like, oh God, it costs so much. I could have just focused on, okay, if this is what it's gonna cost, all right, chick, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's got me feeling some type of way, is that I fell into an old habit that I haven't had to like work through in a while, because we have been in a place where we've made more money than what we're not, praise God, paycheck to paycheck like that. This is the first time in our life that Marcus in his bachelor days was able to save up money. His cost of living was way low, and he was making enough money to cover his bills plus some. So him being able to save and stuff was something that he was easily able to do. Once we moved to California, we were definitely paycheck to paycheck people, because everything cost a lot. And this is a huge chunk of money that we're spending at one time for memories. But, again, I have to remember that not only do I serve a God who is a provider, he also created me to be a creative person that knows how to generate income. And I have not even come close to exhausting what is at my fingertips. So that's what's got me in my feelings, is that I fell into old angel habits when I had made so many strides with my therapist. So we gonna get it together, and everything's gonna be okay. Period. This first quarter has just been costly and busy.
You want to do an ad or you want me to go?
You're right. It's probably would be a good time to do an ad. I wish I would have already had it popped up. My apologies. You guys, we've got some great partners today in ads. And one is one that we use on a regular basis. One is one that I should have popped yesterday when I was told the cost of the party. And that is Next Evo. Listen, you guys, the new year is the perfect, and I'm telling you, perfect time to move on from things that aren't working in your life. And with Next Evo natural CBD products, oil-based CBD can be one of them. Listen, like I was just talking about, the habit of me getting stressed out over finances is a habit that I want to leave behind. Oil-based CBD does not mix well with our water-based bodies, so you absorb as low as 6% of the CBD on the label. Nexivo Naturals developed a clinically tested water-soluble form of CBD, and their gummies and capsules are proven to work faster, absorb 4 times better than oil-based products. Go to nextevo.com and use code
Argue.
for 25% off any order, or up to 60% off as a new subscriber. Me and Marcus both love Next Evos. Tell them about the product that you love.
So y'all, I use their the sleep gum, not the gummies. I use the sleep
It's like a
3 times or
triple action.
because my brain starts working as soon as my head hits the pillow. Like it's just kicks into high gear, and I have trouble falling asleep. And when I tell you, I usually pop one of those like 30 minutes to an hour before I go to bed, and it relaxes me. It don't put me to sleep. Like it don't knock. It's not like a sleep thing where it just knocks you out. It literally like just relaxes you, calms you, and you're just able to just peacefully just fall asleep, and it just calms you down. And it's been a big help.
I love their stress CBD complex. I love it in the gummy form. It is just, again, I can get stressed. Listen, I can. So having something that helps me calm myself, because the burdens of my life aren't going to change anytime soon. Responsibilities aren't, but my stress level can. And that's why I love Next Evos. Try their strongest gummy ever, their new extra strength daily wellness CBD gummy, which customers love, or try their all-time bestsellers, their stress and sleep CBD complex products. Find new ways to use CBD with a variety of convenient options, including gummies, capsules, and dissolvable powders. Their products are proven to absorb 4 times better than most oil-based products, and they work fast with absorption starting in 10 minutes. Nexivo is the only brand that has conducted human clinical trials to test the value of their products. Their label contents are 100% guaranteed, so what you see is what you get. Leave oil behind and start the year with more effective, fast-acting CBD from Next Evo Naturals. Get 25% off any order for up to 60% off as a new subscriber by using code ARGUE at nextevo.com. That's 25% off your order, or up to 60% off a new subscription at nextevo.com with promo code Argue.
argue.
What's got you feeling some type of way?
The same, y'all. This angel
What?
sent me over this, let me know the quote of this party. And
I didn't send you over nothing. You were right there
I
listening.
said, let me know the quote of this party. And I wanted to laugh, but it was past laughter. And it was like, what in the entire hell? And then Angel was like, I was expecting an Angel's price I wasn't happy with. I'm like, the fact that you was okay with spending that much got me feeling some type of way. But then I had to re-gear my thinking because, look, for me to spend money on a party, I'm like, we could have did this in the backyard, front and backyard if it's enough people, and the house. Who cares? But I had to re-gear my thinking over to this is something that Angel aspired to and that she really likes, and that will automatically switch the way I look at the money going out. Because I'm like, all right, then let's do it. Versus this is a party, not saying that the party's not for me, but versus this is a party for me or something. I'm just like, nah, we ain't doing all that for no goddamn party for me. But the fact that Angel wants to do this, I see it. I had to reallocate my thinking process.
Reallocate.
Yeah. Is that not the right thing?
You mean recalibrate?
Recalibrate? No. I had to allow my thinking to go
Okay.
in a different.
I love it.
That's allocating.
Okay.
I don't know. Hell, y'all let me know. Anyway, I had to redo the way I rethink
You could
the
be
way
right.
I looked
Listen.
at the. I don't know. I be making up words. I told you that. I had to rethink the way I was looking at the money going out because I see it differently when it's, and she does the same thing. Well, not that she looks at it differently, but we don't be looking to spend the money the same.
Listen, Marcus
all.
be spending so much money on these damn old schools.
No, it's not. I spend so much money. It's just I do spend money here and there.
In the new year, you don't think you've spent a lot of money?
No,
Okay.
talking about a couple of $100 here and there. Didn't none of my old schools cost as much as this damn party? I can tell you that. I can tell you that.
Together?
Both of them together, okay, sure. But see, we got a whole vehicle.
Wait a minute. The one that we bought.
No.
No. You can't go off of it's because it's being financed. The one that we bought.
And then put the money into it?
And then, yeah.
No.
The Heaven.
They right there together. I took it back.
Okay.
But that's a whole goddamn car. It ain't going nowhere. That car ain't a memory. It's down there. We can take that out into the world. Drive it around. We can get photo shoot out the photo shoot. We can rent that thing out. This damn party is going to happen and then it's going to be done with. Over and done. It's going to be a memory by next week. By the time you see this, by next week, that damn part, all that money going to be nothing but a memory and some damn IG posts.
Wait a minute, Alex. First of all, Erica Alexander said, Marcus completely disassociates himself with the cost of that car. And then somebody else said, you buffered for a little bit.
I did buffer. I had to think.
I was like,
no, we just above the price of the party.
just
above. They like neck and neck.
No, listen, all I know is I remember.
They neck and neck. Anyway, for a goddamn party, get out of here.
And Marcus also doesn't realize how much I spent on his 40th.
I was mad at that when you told me.
Yeah, he just found that out last night. I was like, I don't know why you thought it was going to be that
price.
price.
You would have told me this is what it's going to be. We ain't having it. We'll be downstairs in the kitchen like we always are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not my thing to spend a whole bunch of money on parties.
I mean, no. Okay, you say this, and then for our anniversary trip, in previous, you're the one who jumped up the price for anniversary trips.
You remember how it started off?
Yeah,
I jumped it up because you started jumping it up.
No. You surpassed me.
That was a year of stupid abundance. I spent a bunch of stupid ass money on stupid shit that whole year. We can go in the closet right now and be like, stupid. Dumb shit, stupid. But no, it's but like again, I would never look back at money that I spent on something for Angel as I should have never done it.
Yeah. But
Or I don't want to do this. If I know it's for Angel, I ain't gonna care. I won't do that to a fault, but I will relax on spending it. But that's definitely what just again, I'm at the same place her. It's like, we're gonna do what now?
yeah, it definitely caused me just a little bit of like, ah!
No, I didn't cause me anxiety. I was just angry about spending the money. And Angel was like, well, just go on and say what you're gonna say. I wasn't ready to talk about it yet because I was still Rubik's Cube in my brain to look different. Just be like, just give me a minute, let me think. Then I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, ain't like we ain't got it.
Kinda. Well, and also, comma, what the other thing that I think I have to keep reminding myself, I do have a brand deal that I already completed back in December that I should be getting paid for here soon. That knocks this all out. Plus, we had a huge influx of brand deals this month.
In January.
At the end of it was like going into his birthday.
Going into my birthday.
So, these are very much so bougie ass problems to have. However, regardless of the feeling is still the same. The feeling that I had when we were barely able to afford our apartment in Van Nuys is the same feeling I have. The feelings are similar. So I don't want to make it seem like y'all complaining and y'all throwing this like nobody said y'all had to throw a damn party. You're right. I wanted it. This is something I wanted to do. I wanted to celebrate. This is me. I am where me and Marcus are different. I want to celebrate every moment and milestone God presents to me or one of my friends or one of my family. I am not one, where Marcus doesn't even have time want to celebrate even when the goal has been reached. I'm talking every milestone.
Hey, I just talked about that in therapy last week.
Well, okay, I won't listen. I'm not
Don't
knocking you.
tell me what I be doing.
Don't knock me.
But I don't. That's why he was like, you need to start celebrating these things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he told me. He was
Oh,
like,
well,
you got
you
to
didn't
stop
tell
doing
me.
this.
Oh,
He said,
I'm
you need
so
to start,
happy.
You need to start counting wins as wins and not dismissing them as that's just another step.
Oh,
that step is a celebration.
That's got me feeling good. To
I
find that out.
I ain't gonna go to your extent. He said acknowledge it. He didn't say celebrate
You
it.
just said he said celebrate.
Well, whatever he said, I need to do more than what I've been doing.
I will celebrate. So, in the reason being, especially as an actress, we hit so many milestones, but also at the same time, we lose a lot. And the losses be hurting. They be hurting your feelings real bad. So in order to not let those losses be louder than the wins, even if the wins aren't all like the whole total thing, you have to kind of, yes, exactly, rejoice always.
But so that was one of the things because I looked at it was two revelations. Actually, Angel said one, and I was like, dang, that's dope. I never looked at it that way. The thing that she said is I was talking about how I don't like when people talk about seasons. That's why I never said, well, in this season, because I'm like, once this season is over with, you have the downfall. And she was just like, but why does the season have to be a negative? End of that season have to be a negative? Why can't it just be something different? And I was like, you know what? I never even thought about it that way. But then, hold on, what did you just say? Oh, I looked at the celebrating too early or celebrating every single thing. I was like, I didn't want to put myself up here to fall and, miss something. It's just like, just because you working towards something don't mean if the end result ain't a celebration, it don't have to be a letdown or a fall. It could just be, okay, well, I celebrated these things. Let me move on to the next thing.
Because certain things people can't take from you.
Right.
I think about Kevin and Churchy. This is prior to it being sold by BET. Sold to BET, excuse me. There were, in a way, a lot of, I'll just say he had a really tough learning curve on that project, right? And it would have been easy for him or even Melissa, and I'm not speaking for it. I'm not saying this is how they felt, but it could have been easy for them to see those as losses. Like, potentially not having like the right people in play, or people who actually knew how to do their job well, or having to spend money that they necessarily didn't have to spend, right? So all of that could have been the focus of this didn't turn out the way I wanted it. But there were so many other wins that are just better to focus on. One being you actually completed the project, regardless of whether or not it turned out exactly right.
Yeah.
Can't nobody say you did not create your own TV show for your app, like regardless. So the same thing with me when I've like tested for huge roles. It'd be me and two other people. You telling me I was in the top 3. Can't nobody take away I was in the top 3. I might not have won, but I was in the top 3. So I make sure, let me celebrate this top 3. If for some reason I don't win it, listen, and guess what? I'll celebrate the win too.
Yeah.
So we just gonna have party, 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 party.
Yeah, that was the other thing is, and that's part of Angels. Angels likes to show the process to where I don't. I like to show a finished product. And it's just like, but I'm starting to see people enjoy seeing the process. That's like, it can be inspiring to people or whatever, but they like seeing the process. Where me, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna wait. Don't nobody need to know I'm doing this. Like, let me finish what I'm doing before.
Do you understand the reason why that the process is so helpful? Do you understand? Do you know why?
Why?
Well, specifically, I feel like in the world of social media where we do get to choose.
I understand the social media part.
What do you
ahead.
mean?
The showing the process in social media.
Tell me.
Because that's part of what you're doing.
No, that's not what I meant. More from a psychological place is that if you think about people who have really curated accounts, like, and I follow a couple of them because they're soothing to watch. Sometimes the viewer gets the illusion that this is just the way life is for that person, or this is the way that thing is for that person, not even trying to be in people's personal business. And it can sometimes, while this is not the creator of the content's fault, as the viewer, it can sometimes make them devalue where they're at in life or what they're doing because they're not getting to see any part of the process, right? Yeah. So when you show the process, regardless of what it is, it allows people to see the type of work that went into it so that they can also then see, oh, where I am at is actually on the path to getting
that's
to.
That's what I said. It can be inspiring for the viewer.
I didn't hear you say inspiring at all.
That's what I said.
I'm
serious. I said I know it can be, seeing the process can be inspiring to people.
Oh, did you say it while I was in the middle of talking?
No.
Oh, I did not hear inspiring at all, Marcus.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't have went.
No, you did. You did a lot more elaborate job of explaining it. But I see that part of letting people see this is why Angel, like, people compliment her on her hair and doing this and clothes and doing all these things, and she always wants to put it out there to show people, no, anybody can do what I'm doing. Is just, and here's how I do it.
And not just inspiring. I just want it to be the truth.
Yeah.
You might not be able to do it. Listen, sometimes it's also sobering. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we be wanting all these things.
Just seeing what other people went through. Like,
we be.
They may look at it like, I don't want to have to do all that.
Yeah.
Let him go on and do it.
Oh, is that what it took for you to get there?
Yeah.
I'm Gucci. So, that's another reason why when he's like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Also, it can sometimes blocks your blessing when you don't say anything, because there are people who have access to the thing that you need, but they have no idea you need it because you have left them out of every single step.
We talked about all this in there.
I'm not. Oh, this is not me even trying to.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, no, we talked about all this. Like, yeah, he didn't already. I'm like, Nick, shut up.
Sometimes you gotta listen. You know, I share all the nuggets I get from therapy here. You gotta share some of your nuggets with these people. Not to say that you gotta tell your business. No.
It was like, it's never the same when I masturbate in the morning versus.
So, now this is what's foul. Is that I gave you all the revelations.
What you talking about?
When I was in therapy, every revelation I had.
I've been giving them to you.
Marcus, I just found out that he said.
We ain't talked.
I asked you the other day, you remember? I said, "Oh, babe, we didn't get to talk. How
Give
was?"
me time to think through some of the stuff.
Now, I want
I
y'all to
still
know.
be adjusting and thinking and working through it.
I just want y'all to know he had therapy on Thursday. We are at Monday.
You were gone Thursday,
We-
Friday, Saturday.
I
back
was here
Sunday.
on Thursday until the evening, and we talk every day.
Y'all see how toxic this is? And you ain't there. I just said I needed to work through everything we talked about.
Well, I'm letting you know that I would like to hear your nuggets too.
Let my brain heal from all the deep shit we went through.
Do you hear what I'm saying, though?
You hear what I'm saying?
I heard you.
This is my session for me.
Okay. So when I'm back in mine, don't be. Y'all have heard him multiple times. He's like, "Oh, angels." My
Yeah, give me
therapist.
time to reflect. God dang. Who's to say how much time?
No. Let me tell you something. He apparently had already processed that one part because he just told y'all. But no, let me tell you, my therapist wrote me a letter and him a letter.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful letter.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love that chick.
You see how he be you get on my goddamn on nerves is what you do. What's got me feeling good? This segment is so long. So sorry. What's got me feeling good? I am thoroughly enjoying this show that me and Kevin are doing. This live show is so effortless on our part, but the laughs and the enjoyment of people's faces is like, it truly, if we were, this is something to be addicted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to describe how, one, our show is very interactive. So if we would compare it with, is this going to cause an argument tour? Our show was interactive, but we mainly interacted with the people we brought on stage. While we talked to the audience, it wasn't as like interactive. Me and Marcus were not going out in nobody's audience. That was not what we were doing. This one is way more interactive because it is more like the actual podcast in ways. But now we're getting to hear the other people's opinion on topics and kind of seeing the joy on their faces. We're lobbing each other the easiest jokes. Like, it has been, and then I'm also learning a lot about touring. So one of the things that I had told Kevin about doing this tour when we finally were like, okay, we're going to do this. I said, my end goal, this is not about a money grab. Yes, I know I'm going to make money off of this tour, but that's not what I really want. I want to learn about touring at this level. Me and Marcus had the biggest learning curve doing our own tour. They were like, who's going to advance the show? I was like, what y'all mean? Can we do just a regular level of the show? To advance the show is to talk to the person who's going to be your point person and telling them everything you need. And they were like, what do you need for your back line? We don't have any lines. What do you mean? Backline is all the stuff you need tech-wise. How many mics, speakers, amps? Okay. How many mics, speakers, amps, any of that stuff? I did not know what that meant. So at the level in which me and Kevin are touring, these are theaters. So I was like, I want to see all the numbers. I want to be able to understand what this actually looks like. I don't want to just be a performer. I want to be a businesswoman on this. And I probably, and Greg, who is our tour manager, we end up sitting beside each other on the way to Nashville. And Greg pulled out the cell phone, was showing me the emails, being able to show me the numbers and stuff, me seeing how much the tour actually costs to put on. It's just, for me being a person who I know live performances are going to be more and more a part of how I generate money, that probably more than being on stage has me feeling good, is learning all that stuff. So the next time me and him go on tour, one, we're going to have a tour manager, but two, I'm going to understand stuff. And the same thing, once Marcus starts doing some of his solo personal appearances, just having a whole better understanding of what's going on. But let me tell you what else has got me excited is Factor. Yes. Oh my God. Factor is a delicious, ready to eat meals that makes eating better every day so much easier. Don't we all want it? Wherever tomorrow takes you, be prepared with chef crafted, dietitian approved, delivered right to your door meals. They have 35 different options a week to choose from. So for those of y'all who like keto, they got that. Calorie Smart, which I need, vegan and veggie, and more. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition-packed add-ons and help make every weekly planning even more delicious. Meal planning, that is. What are you waiting for? Get started today and have a feel-good week of meals ready to go. 2-minute meals, fuel up fast with Factor's restaurant quality meals that are ready to heat and eat wherever you are, or whenever you want to eat them. Snacks, smoothies, and more. Discover a variety of easy options for the entire day, like breakfast, midday bites, and more. Sign up and save. They've done the math. Factor is less expensive than takeout. Every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. Factor is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, upscale options done easily and flexible to your schedule. Get as much or as little as you need by choosing 6 to 18 meals per week. Plus, you can pause or schedule your deliveries at any time. Isn't that great? That just that is probably the best part about it. I mean, the food is also delicious, but the fact that you got the flexibility of schedule, come on, somebody. And there's no prep, there's no mess. We love it. We love it. They're 100% ready to heat and eat, and there's no prepping, cooking, or cleaning needed because that is the part of life that I'm in. These tours be exhausting me. I don't have the energy right now to do much of anything. The fact that I'm doing my hair is a miracle. So thank you, Factor. So head to factormeals.com/argue50
Argue 50.
and use code argue50
Argue 50.
to get 50% off. That's code argue50
Argue 50.
at factormeals.com/argue50
Argue 50.
to get 50% off. And we thank Factor for sponsoring today's podcast. What's got you feeling good, baby?
Something's got me feeling good is, so as y'all know, Angel kind of mentioned it a little bit. I'm trying to do more of my own solo stuff. Right now, like my brand is very with Angel, which is fine. It's gonna continue to be that, but doing a lot of my own solo stuff, and then so thinking through that stuff, and then having this, trying to switch gears on how I view and approach and view stuff when it comes to social media and doing everything. Listening and watching people that's done it before me or done things before me, not specifically what I'm trying to do because I still don't know what that looks like. But it's got me feeling good in the process and going through it. I have that, and yeah, just trying to figure out what exactly that looks like.
It's got you feeling good that you're doing that mental
Yeah,
process now?
that I'm doing the mental process and, like I said, looking at it differently. Because before it would have been a little overwhelming because, again, this is completely out of my realm of expertise. That side of it is, doing something outside of what we've already established.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying to figure out how I can gear it up and even doing more, especially like as I do more of the car content stuff. Like right now, y'all, the Lincoln Continental, the driver's side door I have taken completely apart because of the little toggle button. I broke it. my window roll up because it was a little iffy when I went to go put the window up. It go down easy, go put up. You got to press kind of hard with both fingers, and I broke that little toggle button, and my heart sunk down into my stomach. But anyway, took all that apart, ordered the part, and it's on the way in. But I'm gonna show that. But again, it's like now I'm starting to see more and more like car people in my comments and appreciating.
I didn't know that.
They start like they could all thank you for showing this, and people DM me like, oh, car's dope. They sending me pictures of theirs. So that's got me excited to just kind of stepping into this. This is Tank's thing.
Yeah. Can we, do you mind if we talk about what me and you had talked about you possibly doing?
Why you always gotta put my stuff out?
That's
Why can't it
why.
be me? Why can't it be? Why you out? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing with you. Now, so one of the things, go on, tell them.
So
It was Angel's idea. I didn't even think to do this.
I have this idea for Marcus. One, because it would be a Marcus thing. Like, it is not an Angel thing at all, even if I were to join him for a stop. But to help him, one of the things that, like he said, we want his branding to be his branding. Like, regardless of what size Marcus becomes or what size ends up being his size, we want his content creations and what he does to be enjoyable. Like, just period. So car stuff is one of the things that he really does enjoy. So I was like, why don't we look at you doing stops at car shows and like kind of like meetups at car shows.
Yeah.
So
Like you know how you have the LA Auto Show, you have a Chicago Auto Show, you have a Detroit Auto Show, you have I'm sure a Dallas or a Houston Auto Show. Just showing up to those actual events and like letting my people know, like, hey, I'm gonna be at this show on this date. Let's have a meetup, and then hopefully expanding to the actual organization of those shows or some of the auto brands.
yeah. So one, like there are people in these cities that enjoy Marcus that also enjoy cars. So it's an event that already exists. These events aren't expensive. And just kind of, doing meetups. And eventually, after he's able to get like good content, we make sure it's shot well. You know, maybe the next year, one of the car brands actually pays to invite him out. Still him doing meetups, but him also like being sponsored by the brand.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people been asking, why don't you and Goose go on tour? I'm like, we got enough. We got enough of a following to maybe get 150 people total out of the whole across the whole country to show up at us in one of these cities. Like, we don't have the following, but this is something like I got to build my own thing before,
Because here's the thing, even if Marcus, say he goes to Chicago, and I'm going like aim low, even if only 2 people were to show up to his meetup, he's at least at an event that he would enjoy anyways.
Right.
And that he can still create content with. But it also allows him to like, meet folk that are in his audience base that actually likes the stuff that he's doing. So, they said you just missed the DC Auto Show.
Oh yeah, this was just a conversation we had. So,
but hopefully next year he'll be there. So I honestly think that will be something that he'll be able to do, and it's not a full tour. So one, the stakes are low. With our tour, it was just like, okay, we're all getting on the road, and it's about to cost us money.
I was telling them about the explaining that whole process last week on Let Us Tell It, because it's like you spent a whole lot of money before you even before you sell a single ticket. There's a lot of money already out the door.
You gotta buy flights.
Yeah, you gotta buy the flights. You gotta get the hotels. You gotta pay for the venue. Greg went into detail, like renting the venue.
Oh yeah, he knows.
You got fees and the stuff you gotta pay. It's stupid money out the door.
That's why we had to get our size of show right. We had to figure out how many people can we get here, because the bigger the venue, the more the cost. But the payout is even bigger if you can actually do what you said to do, or you're just gonna lose money. So that's a quick announcement that we're hopefully gonna do.
Don't do it. You need a cloth to do it. You just gonna smear it.
Okay.
You block that shit. You don't rub it. That's alpaca.
So on to the topic of the day. We don't have any shorter little topics because this is kind of like the topic of the day. Also, TikTok o'clock. If you all have been paying attention to what is trending on TikTok, everyone has been talking about Risa or Risa Tisa. I'm sorry, my phone is what is filming the podcast, so I can't necessarily show y'all the name. Type in, I married a pathological liar. Risa Tessa.
I put in IM and that's what popped up.
Risa Tisa.
Tisa, yeah.
She did
45 part.
a 52 two-part series on marrying. She is a Mrs. Bailey in our Patreon. She is not a person who was known. It's just her series called
Yeah.
Who TF Did I Marry has been trending.
It's viral.
When I tell you there's about at least 7,000 comments on each one of these videos, some 10,000, some 11,000.
And that's growing. As we was watching it, we would come in, it would be like, oh, this got 8,000 comments. By the end of it, oh, this got 12,000 comments.
It was
like,
people
what?
are in there. So she decided 4 days ago to begin to share the story of her finding out that her husband was a pathological liar.
You will notice in this story, I called it the United Nations of red flags. It is so many red flags that, I mean, you would have thought I was colorblind because I ignored all of them. So,
while we're not going to recap every single thing, because we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's giving you dates of auto shows. They're like, you coming to these dang auto shows.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry, y'all.
We're not going to recap everything. We will tell you that we watched 40 videos. We made it to video 42, but we didn't
planned on
watch.
Watching 1 through 5.
We were going to watch 5, and we just, listen, I have a video to post right after this. We made it to 42. We didn't watch video 15 because it was re-uploaded in the wrong spot. And then there was one recap video that I was just like, or clarification video that I was like, baby girl, I don't need it. I don't need it. So we'll start off with the thing. Well, first of all, she asked for grace, and thank God she did, because there's a part of me that is so frustrated with her, even though I know she is the victim, but so frustrated with her that I just want to stop and be like, no. Tell me mentally what you were going through for this. And she does mention it in some places, but I'm talking about deeper. Tell me why you ignored the signs.
All of them.
But she asked for grace, so I said, grace is what I'm gonna keep putting in the front of me right now.
As a man that's surrounded by women, whether they be a sister, a niece, a aunt, a cousin, a friend, a sister, a daughter, niece, whoever it may be, when I hear about like things that they go through with men, I struggle. I gotta hold back my frustration, because it's like, but why did you called this out and knew something was wrong, and you still went forward
with
the ignorance of staying, or continuing with this. Like, call out the issue, and if y'all gonna work through it, and then move on or leave, because it's only gonna get worse. Depending on what it is.
Right.
If this is repeated, if it keeps happening with no remorse and you ain't calling it out, why would that person even need to change?
Right.
They have no reason to change if you ain't calling nothing out.
And the timeline was the type of timeline that you only hear lesbian women do. The timeline. So what I mean by that is that I know quite a few lesbian couples, and usually they're falling in love, moving in together, getting married, quick, real fast.
Yeah.
They don't, and listen, if they are moving slow, it's just because they really don't want to be out of the closet yet, but pretty much they're in the mindset of let's get married. This was the type of timeline that they were on. It was, we met in March, and they moved in with each other in April. Or probably like actually at the end of March when Atlanta shut down.
Yeah. Like they started talking, the next thing you know, oh, the world shut down. That's fine. You don't go around nobody. I won't go around nobody. And we just gonna go see each other. But she, like somebody out here just said, her desire to get married made her ignore everything. This is a public service announcement.
Go ahead, baby.
Just real quick. We've heard people, this desire, they just want to be married. I just want to be married. Being married don't make everything better. Yeah. You can't jump. Look, the threshold of dating to marriage ain't like jumping over barbed wire. And once you get past the barbed wire, it's better because you passed the rough part. No, it's not like that. It's one big ass open field, damn near. It's like
Right.
you cross a threshold. In my opinion, you do definitely cross a threshold, but it ain't gonna go from painful to better just because you married.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you crawling through the trenches through dating that person, them trenches is gonna continue after marriage.
Yeah. And she had, she had a lot of church girl mentality that I can
Now
completely
I'm talking
relate
to the
to.
church people.
And I can completely relate to. I lived with my husband as my boyfriend before we got married, and it bothered me. That's one of the reasons why Marcus proposed to me because he wanted to be married to me, but I also told him I was like,
Yeah.
I would feel so much better if I was living with my
Yeah,
fiance.
I cared enough and wanted to be with this woman enough where I was like, I ain't about to have her living with me, and I know that's not what she truly wants in her heart if we not at least engaged.
But
And I'm
I
like, ain't no point. Like,
right,
now me, I wanted to come up out the no longer dating because I feel like we have a much better marriage than we had dating.
yeah, no, you're right. So us living together was the thing, and you're right. And Linnea, you are correct. This is the reason why I'm saying church girl because there is a pressure for us to be married. It is seen as high of an achievement as getting a doctorate. Okay? While one actually you have to be qualified for and prove yourself for, another one you can just happen upon a man, right? And marry. It does not require the same amount of work, but yet we put such esteem to it. And that's not to say I'm very proud to be a wife. I'm very proud to be this man's wife.
You got low
However,
standards.
shut up. However, there is a lot of pressure that is put on specifically women in church. It also is women in the world, but if you grew up in church, it's just like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have children? All titles that I am proud to have, but I also know I didn't have to work that hard to get either one of those titles.
The worst question you could ask us while we were dating or ask Angel after we got married is when y'all gonna get married and when you gonna have a baby? Because that answer would be so snippy and rude.
Marcus,
I'd be like, when you gonna mind your damn business?
that was Marcus. So
When you gonna have a baby? When are you giving birth? Because you're already pregnant.
So this is he's so rude. This was one of the biggest, like, me and Marcus came off the market before online dating was as big as it is now. eHarmony was around, Match.com was around. I'm sure there was
What was the other
Grinder
one?
was not even
What
a
was that
thing.
one that dude at work he used to do? One of those. Yeah, it was a very few dating apps. It was maybe two or three.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. So I also understand that we're living in a day and age where you are meeting for real, complete strangers where it's harder to get references on them. Like there's harder to find a common person to be able to be like, what's this person like? A lot of times you are meeting people in a void, but that also means that you have to kind of be more careful and to have a little bit more due diligence. You talking about with the ad?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I'll do it
Okay.
here soon.
But I just want to say this quick timeline. Like I've known people that got married really quick. It was a guy I used to work with. He was divorced. He got married really quick with the woman that he divorced. He met another woman. I think they were dating and married within like all of 2-3 months. And we was all looking at him like, you just gonna do the same thing again. But by the time, the last time I talked to him, I mean, I think they had been together 5 or 6 years and had 2-3 kids. Like they was like, well, this looks like it might work. I ain't saying it's impossible, but when it's impossible to get to know somebody in that short amount of time,
Men do that all the time, especially pastors
what? Get married quick
after divorcing.
after divorce? Well, in pastors, a lot of times it's somebody from their congregation. So it's somebody he done been with already or already know. But when you meet somebody on these dating sites and it's like even in pandemic, it was like, all right, then we gonna wait this thing. We gonna continue to talk and maybe we can date or do whatever. But after the pandemic, we gonna get serious and I'm gonna get to know your family for real, for real. I'm gonna go to the reunion, the barbecue, somebody's birthday party. Like she knew none of this man's family, and they live in the same goddamn state.
So this is something that I literally picked up on early as I was listening to her talk that I am so grateful that I didn't have to go through. There was nothing. First of all, if y'all don't know something about me, I don't like lies. I don't like liars. I know most people don't, but I'm talking about I don't even like small lies. I don't like it. That literally is the thing that will drive the biggest wedge between me and Marcus is if I perceive something he said to me was a lie. And it don't got to be big. I'm not talking about infidelity. That's not even what I mean. I mean, if you are purposefully withholding something from me in order because you think the result of me knowing is going to make me mad, I don't like it. So one of the things that I didn't have to worry about with Marcus so much was pieces of his past coming up and shocking me. The reason being, I was roommates with his sister. I ended up meeting his family before we even met. The only thing that could have literally happened that would have been a surprise is one, if there was infidelity while we were dating, or if Marcus had a child prior to us dating, but he wouldn't have known about the child either. We both would have been shocked.
Yeah, I've been like, God dang. What?
Shocked by that revelation. So as I was listening to her talk, in her saying that there were times where she was just like it went like, I realized how blessed I was to already have so much knowledge about you before we even got serious. Because I had people to be able to verify and check, not just your family. Me and Marcus had kind of like friends or acquaintances in common.
All the rest was in Philly and Tennessee. But still, you got to just real quick. The other thing that I was confused about with like kind of what Angel was saying of getting to know the people. This is like you have Google Duo on Google on Samsung phones. You got FaceTime. Like there was nobody. It blew my mind how you can be dating somebody and not ever even see the people that they claim that's part of their family. Yeah, he was he was creating lies just to lie. Like, why couldn't you just say you had a twin brother? But
Before
instead,
we go more into that, hold on. I would like to tell you all that this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I am so proud about my relationship that I have with my husband, which I'm so glad we're talking about this whole conversation. It's a relationship that we have worked on it being the best version that it can be. It doesn't mean that sometimes we don't falter, but we both take our marriage and our relationship so seriously. I am very proud about where it is today. A common misconception about relationships is that they have to be easy to be right. Just like Marcus's analogy of getting over the barbed wire fence, right? But sometimes the best ones happen when both people put in the work to make them great. Therapy can be a place to work through those challenges you face in your relationships, whether it's friends, work, your significant other, or anyone. Literally, the work that we did in therapy with my therapist has made our communication so much better. Even though y'all have seen us at some of our worst communication, the fact that that is our worst communication, which y'all have seen live on this podcast, when we were having the disagreement about him coming and being ready when I was ready to go perform. The conversation we had about cleaning up the house. When I tell you that is the worst, I know this is nothing but therapy that made that be the case. And the fact that our podcast is called "Is This Going to Cause an Argument?" is because we work through therapy to make sure that our arguments and our discussions are ones that are actually moving us in the direction of us understanding each other and coming up with a solution that works for us both. If you think about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Okay, it's so convenient. It's done completely online, which is the type of therapy that me and him both do, which allows it to be flexible as well as it fits into your schedule, right? And it's convenient, y'all. And just fill out a brief questionnaire, and they're going to put you with a therapist, match you up with one pretty quickly, and then you can switch therapists at any time without it costing you no extra money. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit betterhelp.com/argue
Argue.
today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/argue.
Argue.
So, yes, there are so many things that obviously listening to her story that I don't want to say took for granted. She did not take the opportunity to really know the truth about her significant
Yeah.
other. She was
It's
pregnant by
the
May.
first. I was gonna say
April?
she was pregnant so soon.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Well, granted, she can reveal or not reveal whatever she wants to, but she was like talking about like nothing happened. We were just talking and it was this and it's like, but you already pregnant and they can see that you pregnant or you notice that you pregnant. Y'all had to be doing something earlier, but regardless, it was things that could have been easily researched. Like you tell somebody that you played arena football and you supposedly got all of this money, you could just Google. And that's the first thing I had to go do is Google. I didn't even know it still existed. Arena football salary,
Yeah.
which is,
It's abysmal.
that is definitely something that's not a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you can Google, it's a league. So you can look up the teams and the players.
Yeah.
What team you play for? Where's your jersey?
Yeah.
Like, let's look. You got any highlight films? Like,
Yeah. I think we sometimes as some women, I won't even put this on all women. Sometimes some things seem to be the thing we want so bad that we'll ignore the things that's telling us is not for us. The biggest thing that I noticed overall in this whole thing, in something that I have been working on really hard. It's all the way over there. Don't worry, I'll get it. We can't plug up anyways. Working really hard at doing is trusting my instincts. And what I mean by that is exactly what I mean. There were so many times where her instincts was trying to tell her, hey girl, something ain't right. Hey girl, this ain't right. And she kept casting it off. And in the end, obviously, her instincts was telling her what was good. Like, girl, this ain't it. The situations with the house, she said in that first year, they had looked at 25 houses that they had. I don't remember how many offers they put in. Even the way she states, and this is, I'm not passing judgment. This is just my thoughts. She'll state, and then that house fell through. The house didn't fall through. The house was never a thing. This man never had the money to do it.
yeah, I don't know how you discover that the entire house buying process is a lie and you not bring it up.
Because she wanted this fairy tale to be true more than she was willing to see the lie for what it was. She was like,
And they continue to go into house and car. And first of all, you don't buy a company car.
You, the employee.
You, the employee, are handed the keys or given an option. You got this car, this car, this car. Which one you want? Here's the keys to it. You don't go to a dealership and get your own company car. That just don't happen.
So some things were like, okay, baby girl, you are college educated. And everybody deserves to be naive at some point in time. But everybody also has to make sure that at a certain point in age that you put childish things away.
Yeah.
You're no longer naive.
Yeah, that was that was the thing that shocked me the most is the age that like the big age that these people are operating in. Teens, early 20s, maybe mid to late 20s if you ain't got no real life experience. Okay, you can be a little naive, but I think she's got to. How old is she? She didn't say.
I don't think she said, but I'm thinking she's close to her big fours because that's
Yeah.
why she was worried about having the baby to
Right.
begin with, which is really unfortunate. She ended up having a trigger alert. She ended up having a miscarriage, which in hindsight, a miscarriage is never a blessing, but the fact that she is no longer having to be connected to this man by having a
Yeah.
biological child. Oh, she's 30. By having a biological child is in that sense a blessing. But there were just certain things that I was just like, obviously this man's insane. So this is not to absolve him of anything. I always come from a standpoint of there will be monsters in this world. What can we do to prevent ourselves from falling in their traps? That's always where my perspective is. Like, even when it comes to my kids, this is why I took classes on how to prevent my children or how to help from my children ever to be, molested or sexually assaulted. It's not because it's not the fault of the person who did it. It's because I know those people will always exist. We will not be able to burn the earth of them. So if that's the case, how can I protect my family? And for this situation, that's what I'm thinking. How do you protect? How could she better protected herself? One, you were in 2020. I want to see everybody on FaceTime. I want to see everybody on Zoom.
Group, we gonna have a big ass Zoom party. It's like I need to see all y'all. Somebody go over Mima's house and help her turn the computer on, or take your laptop or phone over there. Him, I mean, he's got to be clinical. Like I don't. He was creating family members, but he was just doing and saying things he didn't even need to say. Even if the other part, this is the part that I asked Angel. I don't understand, what did he get out of all this? If he's supposedly paying the bills and doing all this. Like I don't understand what he's gaining.
Well, he wouldn't have never been able to qualify for a place that nice. Like he wouldn't have been able to get rent. Like meaning no place would have, like we know people who make enough money to rent a place, but their credit is so bad they cannot.
Yeah. His family, she said his sister or whoever said he's been doing,
He
like
ain't
he's
got
been
no
lying
sister.
since his cousin or
Yeah.
whoever said he been lying since he was a kid. I just don't look. I'm in a season of forgiveness. But look, I got family members that's done some trifling, just awful stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? It ain't doing me no good to hold something against this person, but I'm just gonna leave them where they are
Yeah.
and let them do them.
Yeah.
But him, that she was like, I mean, he's be lying, but he's our family. I don't care. Like this is gonna be a border, and then I'm gonna have you gonna be over there, and you're gonna stay over there. And I'm gonna stay over here. But for a stranger, or did the sister call? I mean, the cousin called her. Yeah, the
Yeah.
cousin called her because she was like, he's telling us this.
But
we know he be lying. So what actually happened? But I mean, that boy need help.
Not only that, when we found out that he had basically was stealing the life of his twin, the things he was
Yes.
saying about himself were things that was happening in his twin's life, but his twin stopped talking to him after their mother passed. So the twin was the VP of a company and drove a luxury car. This man was driving a forklift. Ain't nothing wrong with that as a job, okay? But you aren't a VP. Somebody said VP meant vicious printer because this man
He printing off everything.
Oh, proof of everything. Somebody else said he must have been a graphic designer because he was just,
Got the letterhead on stuff.
he had made up so
I'm like,
many
copy
things.
me on the email. Don't print nothing else out. Copy me. Forward it to me.
Also, being scammed also gives me bubble guts. So I am, for instance, here's an example. I get a lot of my stuff made for Mama Likes from a man in Pakistan, right? And when I do big orders, that requires me to wire a lot of money. Now, mind you, I've had a working relationship with him for a while, so there is a trust there. However, the first time I had to send him over a lot, that was with the matching robes and bonnets, right? The first time I had to send him over a lot, I was like, listen, I know there's nothing I can do about this, but if you are scamming me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna figure out a way to kill you. Obviously, I got everything. Actually, one of the wiring companies blocked my account because they kept thinking I was getting scammed. I can't send money from one of the wiring companies because they were like, this woman, she don't know what she doing. There ain't no way that she is not getting scammed. But there is something that like in me that, again, I don't like to be lied to, that makes me want to remove myself from the situation as soon as I think that's what's happening. It took her, even though she knew multiple times he had lied, even though he would not show these imaginary accounts that he talked about, that's also a thing.
The imaginary accounts, the multiple failed house buying and car buying. It was so many things.
Listen, there's some advice that was given. Listen, you know what I'm saying, Linnea? There is some advice that a woman said, and I did not agree with it, and I still don't. And her situation is now very different than mine. She was like, every woman should have a secret account from their husband, just in case some SHIT goes down. You need to be able to have your own money. Now, mind you, me and Marcus have separate accounts. We have a joint account that we barely use, but we have separate accounts. Marcus, however, can be told how much is in that account at any point in time. And he will tell me what's in his accounts and show me what's in his accounts at any point in time. There's no like, no, you can't see this. This ain't none of your business. It's all my business, right? And it's all his business.
And secret accounts.
There's no secret accounts. I ain't got nary a secret account. Any account I open, he know about. My friend is in the middle of a divorce right now. That secret account, guess what? It's still being found, and it got found in discovery. So they gonna get that money anyway. That money that she was hiding, that she was hiding, they still gonna get it, right?
The only secret account you can have is cash buried.
So while I understand what my friend's sentiment was, if I don't have transparency when it comes to his money or money that like he has full control over, that's an issue. How am I going to let you all up in my body and you don't trust me with money? My body and my life is more important than any money you could ever make. So how that gonna work?
Yeah, we get annoyed when we get annoyed at each other. What's your Social Security number again? How you not remember?
Right. How you not know these numbers by now? So in that instance too, I was just like, girl, I'm not saying you have to give access to everything. I can understand that, because if she would have given him access to her money, she would be broke. But there should be transparency in all things.
Yeah. That's
what I mean. Because yes, sometimes you gotta feel these people out. Yeah, Fonnie, the the district attorney, pretty much.
Oh, Lord.
I just keep money. The transparency, because if you're hiding secrets from me, if you have secrets from me, my brain is just gonna make the secrets bigger and bigger. I'm not gonna be like, well, that's the only small secret that you have. I'll be like, oh, you lying about everything. Everything is a lie. What was there something that she said that probably either just blew you away the most or maybe irritated you the most?
It's for one, it was just the repeated incidences of him clearly just. She was like, I just wanted to see if he was gonna lie, and he did. And then you just brush over it and keep going.
Yeah.
Once again, but it was just like after she had experienced all this, and now 2021, and she was just like, oh, this is what pissed me off. This is what annoyed me the most.
Okay, man, hold that thought. What? Just so somebody can say that somebody was like, oh, he showed screenshots of his account. He showed her one account. He wouldn't show her the others. And he showed her logging into the account that he was willing to show. He would not show her any of the others. Go ahead.
So this is fast forward to her kicking him out. And she's sitting there, and apparently his knee done got so bad that he's peeing in these bottles. That's where she snapped. And I find out he's peeing in the bottles. You mad at that? Out of all the goddamn things this man done and took you through, you mad at him peeing in some damn bottle. it just got on my this just got on my last is when there were just so many you living through this and you know you going through this and you just continue to go through it.
There's this.
Like you can't be mad at that point. I take
No.
it back, you can be. But I'm like at some point you're just doing it to yourself.
Yeah, the amount of houses that they went to see in the all cash and not showing.
You got
First of all,
700.
First of all, in LA, in Los Angeles, you can't even go tour a house, outside of your budget, your bracket of money, like when it comes to big houses, unless you can show your portfolio and that you have the money to even be looking at the house.
Yeah, once you go to a certain price point,
When you get to these like 2, 3, 4, I mean, granted, they weren't looking at houses that big, but as far as in the world of real estate, she was like, I asked some people and they were like, yeah, no, I wouldn't show it. No,
nah.
just ask the realtor. Ask the
Yeah.
realtor. The realtor's telling you. We got to see the proof of funds because it wastes, like she said, it wastes everybody's
Yeah,
time.
if I'm selling a house, before I lock you in, I need to see your proof of funds. I need to make sure your money's there.
And she was like, I would have never thought he would sign his name to a legal paper and lie. Let me tell you, if this man ever told me he had enough money to buy a house at 700 grand all cash, I'ma need for us to go to the bank and the bank tell me. That's a lot. That is a lot of money for any color of American.
And there ain't nothing in our history that says that I got 700,000 liquid cash
But no, I'm just like,
on my
white,
own.
white, black, red, Asians sometimes if it's an immigrant coming over, a lot of immigrants come over with a lot of liquidable cash.
Liquid assets. Yeah.
Americans having 700, there is not a lot of Americans that have that much. Doesn't mean that we don't. So you put that on a lot of Americans. Now when you think about black Americans, that number it'll come down real low. So if you're telling me you're a part of
That
that,
played arena football.
yeah. If you're telling me you're a part of that tiny percentage of people that has that much money in their savings, you're gonna have to show me. I want to see the overseas account. I need the person to tell me this. Because if that's the case, baby, we're gonna invest this differently. We're doing some different things. It was just so many. The houses pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
I know how exhausting the house buying process is. And I just,
Car buying process. The fact that they was looking at all these cars, I'm like, you just find what you want and get it. Like, if you got that much money.
Ebony said, oh, I live in an ATL. Now, open house is one thing. You can go to open houses anywhere. I'm talking about making an appointment that the selling agent will make an appointment with your buying agent. I tell me if that is something that y'all can do in Atlanta, because I highly doubt it. Open houses, hell yeah, we go to those all the time.
You.
Yeah, I do. I go, but if we made an appointment with a realtor.
We want to see it. We want to possibly put a bid in on this.
And the reason why I'm like, I highly doubt that that's happening is because it wastes the people's time that make money off of those deals. Where open houses, you just get, you know that you're taking in scragglers as well. You know you're taking in nosy people, but you hope that somebody who can buy. Yeah, Kaylin was like, her realtor won't show houses to people who aren't pre-approved because it's a waste. And there are a lot of scammers. So, I mean, when I tell you, seeing how long it took her to realize, girl, like even a part of me felt like she was married to her, I don't want to say trauma, She was married. Ernestine, he had a pre-approval letter that was probably good for the first 2 months of them looking for houses. But after that, even
And
our,
who knows if that was even real?
but listen, even our realtor would be like, oh, we need a new one. After, usually those are good for 30 days. A part of me feels like she became married to the lie of it all, because she, even when everything was coming out, the amount of conversations she needed to have with folk,
With all those different people.
and I'm proud of her that she decided this is what she wanted to do and is tell her entire story. And hopefully she makes money off of telling her story. Hopefully she helps other people. But when she was finding out his lies, the amount of people that she talked to that already verified, the cousin verified he ain't got no sisters. She telling the story and also verified that he didn't have any older brothers by his dad from a previous marriage. But when she went to talk to the older brothers, she was like, do you all have two older brothers? And he's like, no, girl, you
Right.
already know this. You
This
already
man
know
that lied
this.
and said the damn daughter
Died.
died. Like, that's beyond despicable.
Oh, I would have told that woman.
That's, oh my God.
I would have told that woman. Ernestine said we need to watch 49.
I
And
ain't
that's where
watching that
she,
no more.
Marcus don't want to hear her voice no more, where she admits her, listen, I honestly feel so bad for her.
No, I do. Definitely.
I feel so bad for her. But I also am in the mind state of, so how can we keep it? Like, I would be, as a friend, I don't know how long I could have sat back.
Yeah, it's hard to sit and watch somebody punish themselves.
Yeah. I've been like, girl, no, no, absolutely not. This is not it. And I don't be trying to get people divorced. Let me tell you, I don't. But you ain't about to sit here and lie in my face and think I ain't gonna feel some type of way. Listen, I done had conversations with my friends' husbands. I have. Because I'm like, oh, no. We're not gonna put it between me and that person. I personally have a problem with you. Let's talk about it. So, y'all pray for Tessa, Risa. We gonna eventually watch what I do want to hear what the husband had to say. Was about to say her friend. Oh, I missed it. Her friend's mom. Whew. Let me tell you. So hopefully, if y'all have a friend that y'all feel like is in a delusional place, just go ahead and get the evidence for
Yeah.
her.
And a lot of times it's usually, I know quarantine, 2020 was different with the pandemic and everything, but usually dudes that are trying stuff like that, or people that are trying to scam people or whatever they're doing, and they crooked little minds, is the first step is they usually try to isolate them. They try to isolate them from their friends and family, and this is just us. That was a lot easier in 2020.
It's hard to do it now. Y'all just research the men
Look
that
these
y'all.
people up, man.
Oh, Peaches was a woman that a sex worker that he was getting like hand jobs and orals from a month after they got married. She didn't even leave after that.
Yeah. Well, was that later on that she found that phone?
She
I don't
found
know.
it. She found it in I think she found it in June. No, yeah, they got divorced. She filed for divorce back in July, but him having the affair with Peaches wasn't the thing. It was when she found out that he had been married
Oh,
to
yeah.
this other woman and never lived in California. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I pray for her again. I hope that she gets so much from telling and sharing her story, and that she
Yeah,
helps a lot of people with
absolutely.
it, and that this doesn't happen to her again, and that she's not like, I gotta be married. Like, no. She was like, you know how many people I turned down. I was like, that's what you focused on, girl. What? Anyway, we gonna let y'all go.
Yeah, because it is hot. I should turn that fan on. It's so hot over here in this
You're
corner.
hot?
I'm burning up right now.
I'm so sorry, baby. Ah, man. You guys will be back next week. Please vote for us for the NAACP Image Awards. The link is in the description of this YouTube video as well as in the show notes of the podcast episode. You can follow me at That Chick Angel across pretty much all major platforms. If you're a member of Patreon, you will be able to see the party that we do for our nomination live, but only our Patreon members. We're not sharing it with anybody else's Patreon. It's our Patreon members. So if you haven't joined Patreon, you might as well pay that $5 so you can party with us. What did you want to tell them, baby?
Y'all know the usual. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Marcus on the Gram, Facebook at Marcus on the Book, TikTok and Tank Don't Talk. Y'all can find my beard and body butter called Man Shit. You can go to mansyt.com and check that out. And please, yes, make sure you go vote.
All right. I shall talk to you all later.
Y'all have a good one, fam.
Bye.